Table tennis, also known as ping pong, is a fast-paced indoor sport where two or four players hit a lightweight ball back and forth using what we call paddles on a table divided by a net. Now, this is the table tennis rules and regulation. The game objective, of course, is for players to must hit the ball over the net and onto the opponent's side. The goal is to score points by making the opponents fail to return the ball legally. The scoring system, it is a game which is played to 11 points, with a 2-point lead required to win. A match is usually best of 5 or 7 games. Next, the service rules. The ball must be tossed at least 6 centimeters or 6 inches and struck behind the table. It must bounce once on the server's side and then onto the opponent's side. There is also what we call the let service. If the ball touches the net but still lands legally on the opponent's side, the serve is retaken. Faults in service. If the ball fails to clear the net, doesn't land on the opponent's side, or the server doesn't toss it properly, it's a fault, and the opponent gets to get the point. Rally rules. Players must return the ball before it bounces twice on their side. The ball must land on the opponent's side without touching the net illegally. Edge ball. If the ball touches the edge of the table and bounces in, it is considered in. Doubles rule. Partners must alternate shots and the server must go diagonally from the right side to the opponent's right side. Illegal shots is where a player cannot hit the ball twice in succession, carry it, or use the non-paddle hand to hit the ball. Timeouts is where each player or team is allowed 1 minute timeout per match. Changes of ends is where players switch sides after each game, and in the final game, they switch when one player reaches 5 points. Expedite rule. If a game lasts over 10 minutes without completion, the expedite rule is applied, forcing players to serve alternately, and the receiver wins the point if they return 13 consecutive shots. On the other hand, this is going to be the hand signals that is used in table tennis. Let service is when the person raises one hand with an open palm. This means that the serve is invalid due to the ball touching the net but landing correctly. Point awarded is when the person extends one arm towards the player who won the point. It indicates that the player that is pointed receives the point. Next is the illegal service. This is where the person raises one hand palm up near the head. It means that the service did not comply with the rules. For example, there is an insufficient toss or a hidden serve. Next is the timeout. The person forms a T shape using both hands, and this means that a player or a team has specifically requested a timeout. Next is the change of ends. This is where a person crosses both forearms and then moves them apart. This means that the players must switch their sides. Next is the expedited rule applied. It means that the person who makes a circular motion with one hand, and this means to expedite the rule that is effective due to a prolonged game.